go. Let's go. Hello, my darling FUMINATION. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumi Desalu-Vold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you're so very welcome indeed. Do we live? Do we love? I know you guys see me wearing so much blue. I'm constantly inspired by Ula and Adrian because you know blue for boys. This is a dress that I bought, I think, in oh God, I think it was Topshop before Topshop left. Yeah, this is the dress. It's got like a little bow. See? So you just tie it at the waist. Voila. And then this is the back. So it's kind of cute, kind of nice. Nice. Voila. And then I'm wearing blue heels as well. Aqua Azura. So, and then kind of sort of like blue goldy jewelry to match. How are we, my darlings? Happy Monday to you all. Happy week. Reesa Teesa. A lot of you sent me DMs constantly on my Instagram, on TikTok. I'm on TikTok. Yes, I am. My name is Fumi Desalu-Vold 1. I have about, what, 10.5 thousand followers on TikTok. I hardly use it and I know I should do more. As a matter of fact, they've just offered me TikTok shop, so maybe I might, maybe I will. Anyway, a lot of you sent me messages on TikTok. I'm reading all of the messages. I have 951 messages and I will get through them too. Anyway, a lot of you sent me messages on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube about Reesa Teesa. And as soon as I saw 50 stories, I said, I can't do this. I just don't have time for this. I do not. But you kept on going at it. Fumi, please. So the entire weekend, this was me with my phone. This was me in the kitchen, in the bathroom. Ula said, what are you listening to? I said, Reesa Teesa. He said, who is she? I said, this is the granddaddy of all story time. And I just finished it. Yes, I was doing my makeup. I was doing my hair before I got to episode 50. And I am so happy. I am so happy that I listened to the entire 50 episodes. Reesa, my darling, you have a wonderful voice. And that makes it easier to listen to all 50 episodes. I'm going to start by complimenting you and applauding you before I get into any kind of healthy advice. Not only for you, but also for all women. And I also identify with a lot of things that you said.
Who the fuck did I marry? So, the aftermath. There are some realizations I had to come to after the divorce and everything had passed. One, Legion never loved me. He never loved me. He doesn't love himself, so I know he didn't love me. Number two, he didn't even like me. He watched me get excited about things that he knew I was not going to get. And not even just the possession stuff. Like, of course, we know I was excited to be the woman whose husband is like, I'm taking my wife to London. I was excited to be the woman whose husband was like, yeah, I bought my wife a brand new BMW X5. You have to understand, as all the jokes that we make about the BMW, it was the time and effort that he spent in taking me to dealerships and being sure to put me in the car and test drive the car and, you know, oh, I can see you in this. I like this for you. It seems safe. It was the effort to really make me believe that he was going to get this. Just for him to fuck with me. The effort in taking me to all these homes, to see my face light up as a woman who grew up on welfare, to be able to walk into these 4 and 5 bedroom homes, knowing that he didn't have any money to buy it. Imagine if he had just been honest and said, hey, I like in my free time to go to open houses and just see how the other people live. Imagine if he had just said that versus wasting not only my time, but the wasting the time of the realtors who did nothing wrong. There's a level of cruelty to my ex-husband that I had never experienced before. And God knows, I pray I never experience it again. That's the word that comes to mind when I think of him. He is cruel. And it wasn't just me, he did it to the ex-wife. So, do I trust? No. I trust the people who were in my life before him. If we were friends or if we were in a relationship or whatever and I knew you before him, I trust you explicitly. But if you're somebody I just met, I don't trust you. I don't. There's no point in me getting on here and saying and making it seem like, oh, I'm so strong, I'm so brave. I struggle big time. Because on one hand, I want to like someone. On the other hand, I'm immediately thinking, what if it's a repeat? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I can't go through that again. I can't. And I know that I know better. And I still sometimes ask myself, how the fuck did you let this happen? How did you let this be your story? All because at the time I wanted it to be my turn, and I hoped it was my turn. And when people say, well, what do you mean by that? I just meant, we all see it, whether it's social media or real life, we all see where the woman she done been through some stuff, but she finally met someone who appreciates, loves, and respects her. And it is a beautiful thing. I had hoped that when I met him, it was my turn for that. And instead of being obedient, I wanted to be right and I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And the cost of that decision was heavy. The toll of reliving this whole scenario was heavy. It was. I'm almost surprised at how hard it was to actually finish this playlist. Not because I couldn't remember stuff. I probably remember way more details than what I actually put out. But it's just the fact that it's like I'm reminding myself, how did you let this happen? So, therapy is real. Therapy helps. Stella Rosa Black helps too. And yes, I will one day get to London. I will get my dark blue BMW X5 with a cognac interior. I believe I will get those things. Just got to get them a different route. So, thank you all for being on the playlist of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? I promise I will go live, and I will let you all know when I go live so that we can have a wine night full of questions and answers. Thank you for watching.
I think that you are beautiful. I think that you are intelligent, very well spoken. And the way you tell stories, I had vivid images of the scenes, of the scenarios. You're an amazing storyteller. Wonderful storyteller, as a matter of fact. And it's not how many times we fall down, but how many times we get up. That's life. And when we have those good times, that's to celebrate because we went through the bad times. I did not get married till I was 14. And from when I was 20, I started going to weddings of my friends. and I went to weddings for 20 years. And as I approached 28, I wanted to know when it would be my time. I wanted to know when my Prince Charming would come. And I felt very left out. And when my friends would get married, through no fault of theirs, because I know what it is now, I just wasn't close to them as much anymore, because they had children. They had one child, the second child. They had in-laws. They had family time. They had family holidays. They made friends with other women that were married and had children. And so I got kind of, left out, and not deliberately. Because now that I am married and I have a child, I am the closest to my married friends with children, because we help each other in things that I could not have even imagined when I was single. And you will understand that, to all of you out there that are married or are wanting to get married, you will understand it's a completely different dynamic. Because when Teesa at the very end said she was hoping that it would be her time, and perhaps that was why she ignored the red flags, I completely and absolutely understand. Because as a woman, it can be very difficult to live and be alone. I love being alone. I love it because of the nature of my job. I'm an actor, and that was what I was doing out in California. I was modeling out in London, modeling out in New York. I do YouTube. So I am a people person, constantly engaged, constant energy. So I love to decompress and be on my own. And I understand and I empathize with you how you did not want to be alone during lockdown. Because there's nothing worse than being alone when you want to be with somebody and you close your eyes to all of the flags because of that moment, of that warmth, of just having that person by you. I did it, and I got myself into a lot of trouble when it came to relationships. And so when I turned 30, I said I'm going to abstain from any kind of physical touch contact activity, because I needed to have the rose glasses shattered and I could see clearly and I could think clearly without having any kind of emotional cloud that will steer me in the wrong way. This was the issue with you, my darling Reesa. You met a guy, and I want you guys to go back to the rules that I put out for you, because the rules are there to protect you. So that if the guy has any funny ideas like Legion, because you follow the rules, you would have protected yourself, and the relationship can only go just far because you're not prepared to compromise yourself. Do you understand? As far as I'm concerned, Reesa, this is just a lesson. It's a lesson that you needed, and Legion was never the man for you, but Legion was necessary in your journey for you to know who and who is not your man. How do we learn? We learn from mistakes. Every successful person in business, in career, in anything will tell you we learned from our mistakes. Why do I understand relationships so well? Why did I marry so well? Why have I married my best friend and I've been able to evolve in my career later in life? Because I made mistakes. Because I made big, huge mistakes. And I got burnt. But I learned my lesson. And so I feel so close to you, my daughters. Because I didn't have any daughters. Because I think God said, I'm going to give you millions of them. And you're going to show them and teach them and guide them. And my way of parenting It's not to say you are bad, you were this, you were that. No. No, 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 no. You did everything that you thought was right because you are a good person. You could not see all of this in Legion because it wasn't in you. And that goes for all of the beautiful girls out there in all of the relationships of where he cheated on you, he manipulated you, he kissed you out, he knew what he was going to do. It had nothing to do with you. That is what predators do. And they do what on whom? The predators do that, and they hunt on the innocent, on the naivety. You were naive, Reesa. You were naive because you have not had this kind of sophisticated experiences with relationships. And if you were in my home, I will send you right out. You got to have relationship after relationship so that it makes you stronger and it makes you tougher. And in the relationships, you know what you want and you know what you don't want. Because it's when you are in the relationship that you can see to yourself, you know what, this guy is not for me. I can't stand these late nights. I can't stand this cooking. I can't stand this messy place. I can't stand somebody who doesn't have a job. Those relationships lets you know who you are. You will not know until it's presented to you. And the beautiful thing about you, Reesa, which I live and love about, that beautiful, beautiful heart in you to say, I don't mind being judged, but I'm going to call it like it is. I applauded you for that because there were times when I was like, I don't know what Reesa's thinking. Especially when he came and said that he's going to take you to London. I was like, Reesa, why are you jumping up and down? He hasn't bought the car. He hasn't bought the house. You've been house shopping how many times? He's not going to get you to London. And I do hope that when you do come to London, Reesa, you let me know. I live in London. And I will take you and we will go to Buckingham Palace and we'll go to a beautiful restaurant, which isn't that far. You will live for it. I live in London. Paris will go underground. Oh my God, you'll love it. You'll love it. The underground train through the sea. You will live for it. You call me, Reesa, and we will go together. And I will show you London. And we will do an episode together. I promise you that. You deserve that. The mistakes, my darlings, are this. Well, first and foremost, you have to date online. This is the world in which we live in. Everything is online. Everything is online. I want you guys to be independent. And I like the fact that Reesa had her own job. She had her own 3-bedroom house and 2-bathroom. I love the fact that you're financially independent. You have to be financially independent, my darlings. Always be financially independent because that's what you can bring to the table. Find, and I've said it many times before, find what you are naturally good at. What naturally comes to you. Why? Because God gifts us. Every single one of us has a gift. The catcher in the rye is that he doesn't tell you what the gift is. But over time, as you get older, you will find out what your gift is. My daytime talk show. Daytime talk show, fitness, live and love, makeup, fashion, style. I'm a girl's girl. I'm your girl. I'm your mama. I'm your auntie. I'm your sister. This right here, I don't have anything preset. I don't have any papers preset. I don't have any preparation. I don't even know what I'm wearing in a day. I just grab this, grab that, grab that. It comes naturally to me. I'm an actor. I'm a presenter. I'm an entertainer. That is who truly I am. Find a way to monetize it. Find a way to make your money from your gift. Whether it's driving the bus, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, engineer, accountant, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a singer, whether you're a singer-songwriter, you're a painter, whatever it is that comes naturally to you. Why? Because for me, this is not work. I live and love. Oh my God. I live and love because I get to dress up. I get to talk to you guys. I get to laugh. I get to know people like Reesa. I get to listen to stories and narrate them for you. I get to wear my lashes. I get to do so many things. I love it. and it explains the modeling, the acting, all of that has come into play. Hopefully, our mouths to God's ears to your own daytime talk show in any way, shape, or form. But that's who I am. You find out who you are. It's not work. You live for it. I can do this from morning till night. It's not work. I can film 7, 8 shows. I got the stamina. Yes, I can. But I'm a mom. I'm a wife. And so I have a cutoff time when I have to play other roles. Find out what comes naturally to you and does not necessarily come naturally to others. That's your gift. You monetize that, meaning that you find a way to make your money from that. You know what happens? You will never, ever have to depend on anybody. That is your bank. That means that anything happens, you can take care of yourself, you can take care of your children, you can even take care of your sick spouse, ill spouse, or whatever. But you always bring money in. And that way, you don't need to compromise anything about you. Now, the second part is that as we grow older, we yearn for a spouse. We yearn for that person that loves us. We yearn for that beautiful wedding dress when we walk down the aisle, when we will have our own children. We want the happy ending. There is nothing wrong with that. I yearned for it to the point that I thought it would never come. It would never come. I thought, because by this time now I was 39. I will never forget. And I was standing in front of a window. This was in February of 2009, unbeknownst to me that I was going to meet Ola 17th of March of 2009. That was a Saturday. You can check it. And I thought to myself, Fumi, I don't think it's going to happen for you. And I had made peace with it. And that's another thing. The power of surrender is real. Because I think somewhere there's an energy that we release. And for me, I can speak for myself. I was desperate. I was desperate to get married. And it didn't happen. And I thought I was too old. Because I had watched an episode, television episode, where someone had said, it's over for you after 40. Needless to say, I met Ola. And I got my happy ending. And I remember how I felt. I remember how excited I was. I remembered my wedding dresses. And so, Reesa, this is what I tell you. You, as he bought you and paid for the tire, you should have given him the money back. It's a signal that you are independent. Because what he did for you was enduring. It was heartwarming. But he knew what he was doing. I need to pay 1 or 2 things so that she can see that I'm interested. Now that he has done it, you appreciate it, but you pay it back. Why? Because you need for him to know I'm independent. I might like you, but I don't need you. You should never have moved in with him. Marriage is important because it shows that he is now dedicated. He's now dedicated and has announced to everybody he's going to marry you. But that is after you have met the family. You have met what? You have met the family. There was no need for you to marry him during COVID on a Tuesday without your family and friends, without the celebration. I got married at 40. I had 3 weddings. I had 5 wedding dresses. I got 2 wedding rings. I got celebrated left and right. And so did Ula and Ula's people celebrate him and us. Everybody celebrated because it was a long time coming. So you deserved it more than everybody because you hung in there. You did not have to marry him. You should not have slept with him without protection because you really were not really excited about having a baby. And I'm so very sorry that you lost that baby. But it occurred to me, and heaven up above, my father, he brought it to my mind. Are you sure that you were not tampered with your food so that baby could be deleted? I thought about it. The other part of it was, Mama, get your health together. Because you said, I am high risk. So you know that you're not eating healthy. Not your size, your health. Because I want you to have many more. I want you to have those rainbow babies. Get healthy. And FUMINATION right now is on a fabulous health and wellness journey. Join us and be the best version of you. I wouldn't have brought it up, but you brought it up when you were having the baby. I have lost. Adrian is the most beautiful rainbow baby that came to me, but I had lost. So I know what it was. Take your spinach, take your vitamins, less stress, of which you did not have. And when he was talking about going to all of these houses, stop. He should never have moved in. He should never have moved in. Never. And if he tells you, oh, I'm in between places, well, I'll wait until you are no longer in between places and you're in the place that you're supposed to be. You have to protect yourself. Hence the book of rules. That's why I say, ask all of the questions. Go and see his family. Go and see his friends. Show up at work. Ula and I had HIV tests. His test came to me. Mine went to him. That is one. We did background checks on each other. That is two. I did not sleep with him. We cemented our marriage on our wedding night. I had to do it that way. I needed to do it that way because I had done it wrong and I wanted to do it right. And it has turned out to be the happiest life that I'm living. And everything I have evolved and grown since then, because you need to marry somebody who will celebrate you, who will let you grow and bloom beyond your wildest dreams. That is your partner, and you do that for each other. That is the team. That is the goal. And Legion wasn't. And when he was telling lies, and you knew that they were lies, that is when you should have walked. You see, once the baby had gone up to heaven, that is when I would have left, because there's nothing left for you after that. And I know that you wanted to have this relationship. And when you went to the pastor and his wife and they said, had you come before you had gotten married, we would have strongly advised you not to be married. I hope this turns into a lifetime series. I hope that, Reesa, that you get all of the love, that you get all of the celebrity, that you get all of the acknowledgement from this. It was a wonderful lesson. It really was a lesson for the girls out there, because I empathize with you so very much. I got married 15 years ago, and I can see the difference from then to now, because we really did not have social media the way we have it now. We didn't have Instagram. Instagram didn't exist. All we had then was Facebook. It was a completely different situation. But the girls of today, you are up against a lot. And I understand and I empathize with you, because I think that you guys are so beautiful. You're so fabulous. You're so intelligent. You are so smart. You deserve. But you're up against this other beast called social media, where the guys can tap in and out with girls. They can tap in and out into their DMs. They can tap in and out and meet them here and there. You're up against a lot. And that was why I wrote the book of rules. That, you know what? You go out, you have a little drink. You don't need to think about all of the cars and the houses and the meals. That's not what's important. It's not what is important. You have to know exactly who the F did I get married to? Who the F is this man? Who are you? Who are you? And that's why I've said, meet the family, meet the ex-wife, of which Reesa ended up doing after the fact. Because some of you said, no, you know better not to this, she's this. No, you're fighting the wrong one. You're fighting the wrong person. This might be old school, but it works. Marry the man that loves you, not the man that you love, because you are going in there with rose-colored lenses, because Reesa wanted to be married, because Reesa wanted to stay married, because Reesa wanted it to be her turn. And it happened to me. I went against what our Father up above wanted for me. I did not want to do it. There were so many things I did not want to do. But once I realized, Fumi, your Father has made this for you, and he will give you the skill set for you to survive during the tough times, because I need to prepare you for what I have prepared for you. And so that's why I say, Reesa, this is also part of the plan. You might not see it now, but it is. And that was how it was with me. For all of the challenges I went through, it was part of the plan to prepare me so that I have the empathy and understanding to really relate to you in this story and tell you where you went wrong and steer you to the right path. Because there's no crime in being in love. There's no crime in wanting to be a wife and having children and having a beautiful house and a nice car and having wonderful holidays. What is wrong in that? Nothing. The thing is that you have to find the right partner so that all of these dreams and ambitions can come to fruition and not be robbed and not be derailed. And at the end, what happened? You did not want a single thing from him. So much so you got rid of the bed of which the two of you slept on. So where you were making house on the wrong platform, with the wrong guy, with the wrong set of rules, it didn't feel nice at the end. On the contrary, you called the cops on him. They arrested him. He was still there talking about the television of which he gave you. Get rid of it. Get rid of everything and breathe life into your new life. It's in the Bible. The old wine cannot be in the new wineskins. Only the new wine can be in the new wineskins. You are absolutely wonderful. And might I add that it was an absolute delight to listen to your story. I wish you the best. I wish all of the girls out there who want children, who want to be married, who want to relocate, who are looking for jobs, who are looking for happy, may you find it. But I tell you this little advice: never, ever, ever, ever be derailed just because in your aim to search for it, you got bumped off. That's just a learning experience, because now you know and now you can tell what works and what does not work. As for Legion, I also feel a certain sorrow for him. I think that he's one of those pathological liar, absolutely, narcissist, absolutely, but he's also one of those who was not proud from where he came. He wanted to have a different identity. He wanted to have a different life. The lies was what psychologically kept him from whatever childhood trauma he went through. Because the brother said that the father was nothing as Legion projected. Because Legion wanted that kind of father. I studied psychology in uni, and it was a lifesaver because it made me understand why people do the things that they do. And that is how I give out my judgment if I were ever to do law. He is an unwell individual that also needs help and therapy. And so I extend that to him because I want him to heal. That may he never do this to another one of my daughters again. Do not forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, my darlings, and I will see you when? Sooner than later. All of my love.